Hey everybody, it's Briggsville here, and I have a simple question to ask you. Why is the Arnold Schwarzenegger film Commando, which came out in 1985, one of the best films ever created? Now, I know some of you people are going to say, what the flying ball bags are you talking about? Well, over the years, I've developed a real liking in terms of an enjoyment in watching Arnold Schwarzenegger films. You know, things like Predator and things like Terminator and things like True Lies, which it's not one of his best, but you know, End of Days, the Sixth Day, I think was one of them. Uh, Last Action Hero. There are hundreds that I could go through. But one that stands out as probably, I think, is one of his best is Commando. Now, the reason why I like Commando so much is very simple. It doesn't pretend to be anything but an action film. Now, yes, there are comical moments in it, and I think that's more to do with the fact that it's a bit cheesy, not the fact that they were intentionally trying to be comedic in the way that they've set things up. Obviously, Arnold has like 3 or 4 one-liners. It wouldn't be an Arnold Schwarzenegger film if it didn't have those one-liners in them. And it had a couple of performances by people that have starred in quite a few of his films before. One, for instance, is Bill Duke, the black fellow. I can't really explain him any better than that. He's appeared in this film, Commando, and also Predator. He plays a very interesting character in the Commando, and he also plays an entirely different interesting character in the Predator. Now, the other person is, I have to remember his name now because this is quite embarrassing. He plays a very small part in Terminator, the original Terminator, pretty much right at the start. And he's played in quite a few other films. For instance, Aliens, not Alien, but Aliens. Now, if I can bloody remember his flabby name, I'll be able to actually tell you who it is. Come on. He's in there. He plays a very minor role. Bill Paxton. There we go, Bill Paxton. Sorry about that. So, Bill Paxton has a very small role in this film. He also has a very small role in Terminator. He's also obviously in Aliens, and from there he's kind of grew into not a massive star, but like level B. I'd call him a B list, basically. He's played quite a few good characters in quite a few decent films. He was in Titanic, and Twister, and Apollo 13. But in 1985, obviously he was quite unknown, and he got his chances, as you do. Apart from these kind of little, not cameos as such, but these small roles for people that have been used in other of Arnold Schwarzenegger films, the film itself, as I've mentioned earlier, pretends nothing. It has no pretentious nature. It doesn't try to pretend to be something like a thriller or a tense film where everything is building up to a crescendo. I think what this film does is it sets a pace and it just sticks with it. You have really good action sequences, completely over the top cheese sequences where the buildings look like they're made out of cardboard and then they explode and they look even more like cardboard. You've got things like when explosions and the soldiers are basically doing flips in the air and doing all kinds of stuntman-esque moves that you'd see if you were actually watching the stuntman like train. They were doing everything that you would see like there, with all the flips and all the falls and all the pretty cheesy death sequences that you will see in this film. Now, I'm not going to go through the plot. The plot is completely pointless. There's no reason to have a plot in a film like this, and as far as I'm concerned, the plot is second to the actual feature, the fact that it's an action film. The first thing you'll notice about this film is that it's really focused on Arnold Schwarzenegger. This film was made for him, I think. I honestly think that that's the reason why this film was even in creation, because it was purposefully built around Arnold Schwarzenegger as a person. Now, there is little bits of background and little bits of hinting about things. There's also at the end a hint to suggest there may be another one, maybe. And with Arnold's one-liners, which you get in pretty much every film that he's starred in, you have that little bit of like a break where the comedic thing happens, the line happens, and you have a little chuckle to yourself thinking that was really lame, and then something explosive happens and you think, oh, that was pretty cool. And by the time you get to the end of it, by the time you get to the end of the 90 minutes, which is only 90 minutes, you kind of have that realization that although you've just witnessed a pretty terrible film, let's be honest, it is fundamentally a terrible film, you've really enjoyed watching it. There's no two ways about it. You have enjoyed watching the film. I can't explain how much I love this film because of the way it made me feel when I first watched it. Because when I first watched it, I can't be more than 7 or 8 or even 9. And it's probably one of the first Arnold Schwarzenegger films I saw, because it's one of the ones that I can remember the most from, in terms of when I remember watching it as a child. And it's also the one that I've kind of wanted to live up to in terms of my enjoyment through the years. I wanted it to stay the same. And I've just finished watching it now, and this video idea popped up to my mind, and I thought to myself, is it just me that really loves this film, despite the fact that it's a terrible film? I need to kind of know what you guys think. Let me know in the comments below if you kind of agree with what I'm saying. Hopefully during this video there'll be stills from the film and all that sort of stuff, and a little bit of, maybe a little bit of footage, but I don't want to get into the old copyright area, so we'll see what happens. So yeah, please let me know in the comments below what you think about this film. If you've not seen this film, I completely recommend you go and watch it. I honestly think that if you miss out on watching this film, then you just a level down in my opinion. You're a level down on everyone who's watched this film, and that's just a fact. Anyway, thanks very much for watching, and maybe I'll do another one of these videos explaining why I love something completely irrationally. Anyway, see you later.